Previously on Kamen Rider, despite his epic struggle against the evil organization Shocker, Steve was turned into a disembodied voice. Now it's up to Mike in order to save the rest of the arc. Just like in the manga.
I am still here.
Yeah, but still disembodied.
How many times have I been sent to an alternate dimension or something like that, but I'm still here?
Yeah. It's kind of like in the manga where it's like Takashi lost his body, but at least like he's still with a certain character we're not going to be introduced until next week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go figure what, as I've always said, the Showa era was definitely the Wild West. Despite what people might say about the products of its time, they have cemented themselves in history. And I just kind of watching the first batch of episodes we did and then watching these, and I'm just kind of scratching my head. I'm like, so the show's over, right? Oh, no. I swear, this could have been like it. This could have been it. This could have been like, Dawn over, like blah, 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 so on and so forth. But no. Because again, I mean, we'll probably talk about it towards the end, but a certain event happened while shooting that had this decision made.
More specifically around the time when they were filming the episodes for the Cobra Man episodes.
Oh yeah, we have 2 episodes with Cobra Man, which I was just like the whole time, I was just waiting for him to say like, some type of raspy kind of hissing voice. Mm-hmm. And then Cobra. But no.
I would like 7 special sandwiches with a Sprite and a strawberry shake.
I do love though how when, especially in this era, when they bring back a monster or they bring back somebody, like, oh, we brought him back, but he's brand new and upgraded. What did you do? We gave him shiny frills. We gave him frills. We gave him a shiny light. We colored him differently. I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, think about it. A lot of toys back in the 80s and 90s were just recolors of the same old mold, but just with some crappy add-on that really had nothing to do with, the show itself.
Ratchet and Ironhide were literally a red and white version of the same toy.
Even now today, when they release collector's versions of Transformers or even Batman or whatever, it's like, oh, it's the Adam West Batman. Wait, that's the Frank Miller Batman. You just colored him in Adam West
colors. Yeah.
And
again, going back to Transformers, they're like, oh, we're gonna do a collab with Jurassic Park, but you just painted Megatron. Not the original Megatron, the Beast Wars Megatron in the what's called Kingdoms toy line, and you repainted him orange to fit the colors of the T-Rex in the movie. And then there's like, oh, we'll do a Street Fighters crossover, but all you did was repaint Rodimus Prime and RC to look more like Ken Masters and Chun-Li respectively.
Yeah, or right now they have released a Naruto Transformers set, which is of Kurama and Gamakichi, the son of Great Boss Toad and the Nine-Tailed Fox that transforms into robot versions of Transformers with little headbands and everything. I'm like, these are just repaints of old Beast Wars toys that you guys remolded.
Although I think the Kurama one added some extra details because of the Nine-Tails aspect. But even then, the actual Nine-Tails is just like 3 pieces, each containing like a mold of 3 tails. So it's like 3, 6, 9.
Yeah.
It's like you could have been more creative.
No, you could have been more creative, but sadly, budgetary reasons. And well, what kid now plays with toys? Toys are for people over the age of 30 now, apparently.
Yeah, and you don't even take them out of the boxes either. You just display them. Like that SNL skits. Like, No, the Millennium Falcon doesn't land like that. It lands like this.
Yeah, no, I know. So like, I'm like, you know what? As much as I would love to own this, I'm like, well, I have a few of I have the Universal Monsters versions of the Transformers.
Yeah.
I have the DeLorean and the Ecto One. The Transformers versions. I have the
I would love to have the classic Universal Monsters Transformers, but not like the Headmasters, like that one bat dude, and just like recoloring him in Dracula's suit. Like I want like a proper like Revenge of the Fallen mind wipe.
Well, that's why they kind of stopped, because people were just like, guys, come on, you're repainting a mold that no one wanted before and into something that we want.
Like I said, like if they just took Mind Wipe from Revenge of the Fallen and then repainted him in Dracula colors, that would have been perfect, because Mind Wipe's robot form straight up looks like a vampire.
No, I know.
Like more specifically, the vampire from Buzz Lightyear of Star Command.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for those of you wondering, we are here to discuss Kamen Rider, the 1971 series, episodes 8 through 13. And yes, this concludes our first arc. Yes, you're probably wondering, wait, like you're only 2 videos in and you ended your first arc? Well, that's what happened in when we did Gaim.
Yeah, no, Gaim, we did 5 episodes each.
Yeah, like 5 and 6, totals to 11.
Yeah, so we did that, and within 2 episodes, we were already done with the first beginning arc,
Yeah. I mean, like the next arc is gonna be a lot tougher because it will be the longest one with 39 episodes in total. So again, ladies and gentlemen, like the way we break down the episodes is typically in a format of we don't start and end an arc in the middle of one of our videos. Like it's like if we finish an arc at the end of our videos, we start a new arc at the beginning of the next video, assuming there's no movie in between them. If there's a 2-part episode, we don't break it in half, where part 1 is the end of one podcast and part 2 is the start of the next one. No, we keep it self-contained. But because of that, expect a bunch of episodes where we're doing 6 and 7 episodes, the first movie, and then a bunch of 4 and 5 episodes, and then another movie and more 4 and 5 episodes. Because again, we're trying to keep it as contained as possible, but also trying to minimize the number of episodes we do. And if we were gonna power through these and try to get it done as quickly as possible, we very well could have done 10 episodes a week and then done. But that's not how we roll.
We're not sadists, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and we're not gonna try to confuse you. It's like, oh, let's go back 3 episodes to discuss a movie, or let's discuss a movie 2 episodes prior to its canonical place in the show. This isn't Power Rangers Samurai, people.
Who said it was Power Rangers Samurai?
Because when they did what's called Clash of the Red Rangers, it's that clearly takes place in the second half of the series when they already have the Super Samurai mode and whatnot, and 2 other Zords that we haven't seen yet, and a general that we haven't seen yet. And for some reason, when the show first aired, they skipped straight to the 3rd episode.
Yeah, the Neo Saban era was just a dumpster fire. Can we all just agree on that?
Yeah. That's why we're not going to fall for the same tactics.
I mean, here's the thing. What I'll say about that era, and short and sweet to the point. Who was writing and who came up with these titles? Because I gotta tell you, my 3-year-old nephew could probably come up with better names for a show than some of these people that are getting paid ridiculous amounts to produce these shows. Super Samurai. Super
see,
Mega Force.
like the Ninja Steel one was really weird because then it's like Ninja Steel and Super Ninja Steel, because you know what they should have called, because what they should have done is called the first half Power Rangers Ninja Stars, because one, they use Shuriken, and two, it's sort of like trying to play on the fact that they're ninjas and they're trying to become famous. Well, some more than others. Because you know, like one wants to be like a famous scientist, another wants to be a famous magician, and another one wants to be a famous mechanic. Another wants to be a famous actor, which is fair. That's being true to the Japanese version of the characters. But then, like, you don't introduce a sixth ranger till like part 2, because then instead of calling it Super Ninja Steel or Super Ninja Stars, you call it Power Rangers Ninja Superstars. See, you're still including the super, but you're using it in a way that actually works with us, because it's like, oh yeah, we're ninjas, but we rampage. Plus, you have the whole guitar thing. Party night! Yeah. See, they should have called it Power Rangers Ninja Superstars. Yeah, but you know, that's neither here nor there. It's but yeah, like we are not gonna fall for those same mistakes. Like we learn from the mistakes of others and try to avoid repeating them.
Yeah, hopefully the future looks more brighter, I say.
Yeah.
But with what we've seen being released right now online, yeah.
I'm nervous about the whole AI thing because
whatever. I mean, the machines are gonna take over anyway. They already have, technically.
Yeah, I'm just like trying to figure out how they're gonna like do this, because it's like I hope they're not gonna try to do like Power Rangers reversioned. You know, it's like you already have an imitation Gucci. Do you need an imitation Gucci?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so here we are. You know, like we go back to an iconic monster, and they were a lot less whelming than they've been built up to in the Heisei era and even in the Anno movie. Yes, our first monster that we're discussing is Bee Woman.
Yeah,
I expected more from this.
You know, you gotta love the fact that they use rubber-suited monster heads and whatnot for this. Mm-hmm. You really do.
Yeah.
It's quite charming, quite endearing, but at the same time, I'm like, why?
Why indeed?
Because, I mean, I'm like, well, it's the first time we have a female as a bad guy.
Yeah,
this absolutely.
Is our first well, that's not a foot soldier.
Yeah. It's our first lady bad guy. So progression, equal rights, and all the other adjectives.
Yes. They are an equal opportunity cyborg World War II bad guy organization. Yeah.
Who said that? Who said that the all right were all men? There was women there.
Yeah. A lot of them with blonde bobs and a red hat, but you know, the best way, the greatest weakness of such entities is a good old ice cold can of twisted tea. America.
Yeah. So, how does this episode start?
It starts off in a manner similar to a certain episode of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, with a brainwashed father.
Yeah, a lot of brainwashed fathers in these episodes. No mothers. Apparently all the mothers are dead.
Yeah, so like some dad who is, let's be honest, a former member of Shocker. He puts on some glasses and he's like, leap to our doom, leap to our doom, leap to our doom.
Earth was that?
By the way, 30th anniversary of the Power Rangers movie. So
I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, you know, if it's something not to buy name brand like eyewear, because you shouldn't. Like, what the? They're talking like our evil plan is to make everyone pay overpriced glasses that you could easily buy for $20.
Mm-hmm.
And now we will brainwash them with LED lights.
Mm-hmm.
The fiends. And how much did you charge for that?
200,000 yen.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
And this is in 80s money. This is in 70s money. So
yeah,
that was quite a lot.
Yeah. This is early 70s. Like, this is before the economic bubble.
Yeah.
The very economic bubble that inspired the writing for Black.
Although, you know what's funny though in this episode with that of the father getting like you like just out of nowhere at the park with his daughter just gets turned into like a zombie. Mm-hmm. Takashi Hongo
is just sleeping on the floor.
He's sleeping on the side of the riverbank like something out of Huck Finn.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tom Sawyer, but you're right.
But I'm just like, you're like Oni-chan. Oni, I'm like, no. What? He's just sitting. He's just with the book over his arm. I'm just like, man,
with a blazer.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. Okay, do you not have any other clothes, Takashi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like even when they started wearing like traditional uniforms and Power Rangers, like in the likes of Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed Rescue, they still changed things up underneath the jackets.
I would say In Space is where they really started to like, you know, not just like they differentiate like, oh well, he's still the Red Ranger, but he had like something on him that was red, not the entire clothing. That's why I was just like in the original series long, I was like, no one can tell that these kids are the Rangers. Yeah. Nobody. The same height, they're wearing the same colors every fucking day.
Yeah.
And just like no.
See, I'll say this: Zach, like in Mighty Morphin, would probably be the least conspicuous because he's always wearing green and purple and stuff. He doesn't like strictly wear black.
Maybe that's why Zach was the. Oh, there's no way. It's like why? Well, look, Zach's not wearing all black. Well, he is, but he's not wearing all black.
Yeah.
No
so it's like
Rangers.
He's like the Clark Kent glasses of the group, where it's like, we can't like. It's like well, Zach isn't wearing like the Ranger colors, so clearly the others can't be the Rangers.
Absolutely,
it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that joke from How I Met Your Mother, where it's like. No. See, they're not hot. They're cheerleader hot. They only look attractive because all of them are together. But like, if you look at them individually, it's like.
It's kind of like it's like I explained that to a young lady friend of mine because I was like, you see that pack of dudes over there? See, if you were just to take them apart, where they're together, it's a pack mentality. But remove one and attack solo, they are frail. They are weak. They will just fall to you, which I don't know if I created a monster or not when I said that to her, but either or. But yes, Takashi Hongo tries to save little girl's father, but then he walks off. And I know that Japan is pretty lax and pretty chill. Believe you me, I've seen children just walking around Shibuya and Ikebukuro and all that stuff by themselves. Not a big deal. Yeah. But that they like get these kids or this little girl gets taken to the coffee shop and they're just helping her. I'm like, yeah, when would that ever happen in the States? You know?
Yeah, it's like even if you're just a dad, like watching your own kid in the park, people still look at you.
Yeah, people are like, wait, the father just walked off and like these random strangers are now helping the child. We should call the police. No, it's fine. Let her go off with the random people. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably taking her to the Lost Child Center.
Yeah.
Which Boom Boomer makes it poignant reminded that those actually exist.
Yeah, they do. They actually do. Yeah. All right. So we actually find out that what's her face actually our best girl for this show.
Oh yeah,
Ruriko bought herself a pair of glasses from the same guy. And lo and behold, because Takashi Hongo is kind of like, what's making them all go crazy? I don't understand. Yeah, she's on the phone, and then she gets possessed. She hears the of the bee woman, saying like, "We need you for Shocker. We need you." Couldn't you just put out a recruitment flyer or something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So she walks off and gets kidnapped, only for us to find out that the whole thing of recruitment and serving Shocker is to prove that you are worthy to be a Shocker combatant, which, let's be honest here, people, abducting random civilians from all walks of life, not the best choices for your military army. Especially to the fact that I'm like, so what happens if they're not good enough, Shocker? Oh, we gas them.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys really are Nazis. Yeah. We gas them. We kill them because they're not worthy. Then I could have told you that by looking at them.
Yeah, like when the Desire Grand Prix recruited random people to become contestants, at least the whole point was the fact that they were random people.
I mean, I understand why, because well, as always, pickings be slim. All right, let us make that very clear. Pickings be slim.
Yeah.
But just getting random people picking up their eyeglasses, I'd be like, wouldn't you want your combatants or something to have good eyesight?
I mean, they can replace their eyes with cybernetic eyes that have better vision.
A lot.
But
yeah, well, yeah. So,
but here's my question: like, wouldn't it be better if they got like a Shocker combatant disguised as a little child? Turn one of those high-frequency glasses into sunglasses instead of seeing glasses, and then just make it look like a child is giving Takashi Hongo a gift of like, hey, I want you to wear these sunglasses because you're my favorite motorcycle racer. And then as soon as he puts them on, it's like, oh, now he's obedient, and you could like finish doing that surgery to like make him brainwashed.
That would be the smart thing to do, but we wouldn't have the nards to do that until like at least the late 80s and then the 90s. Yeah, using children as like villains or bad guys. Like, oh no, not the children.
Well, to be fair, Kamen Rider X had one villain that turned into a child.
Well, yeah, but again, there's going to be someone complaining. Oh, think of the children. Like, yeah, we are. That's why they're involved. That's why they're involved. That's why we're doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah. But for some reason, Takashi Hongo just knows where the secret base is and goes to confront the bee woman. But apparently there's also a bee scientist that is helping the bee woman.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand what their plans are, in all honesty. I'm like, oh, they're just trying to recruit people. They're just trying to get recruits. I'm like, oh, really? Because it just kind of seems like they're killing people randomly.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently the plan doesn't go as well. Scientist gets killed by Bee Woman because Bee Woman uses poison. She poisons Takashi Hongo to finish off his cybernetics, which doesn't work.
Yeah.
And they fight, and then she gets thrown off a cliff, like rolls down and then dissolves.
Yeah, and then she turns into like ooze.
The same with the scientist guy.
Yeah. Yeah, but at least the little girl's reunited with her dad.
Yeah. Warm, happy ending.
Yeah.
Warm, happy ending right there. Next episode.
Next episode really hurts me because of a very specific scene. Are you
afraid of snakes, Michael?
No. You see, let's just say, like my Keanu Reeves fandom goes beyond just speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, yeah, our next villain is Snake Man, which was really hyped up in the clip show episode of X. So this has to be a very important villain.
Yeah, Cobra Man.
Yeah,
Or
Cobra Man.
Cobra Man.
Yeah,
So,
and the thing is, like, even Cobra Man showed up in the remake Kamen Rider the first. Well, as two characters. So you got Cobra Man and Cobra Woman, because like that cute couple from that hospital were both turned into combatants.
Was Cobra Man in Shin Kamen Rider? I can't remember, because I know that they blended several kaijin together to fit in that.
They only showed the kaijin from the first 8 episodes.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't recall Cobra Man being in there. I remember seeing Scorpion Woman. I remember seeing the combination of Chameleon and and another
Mantis. Pretty much the only one that didn't come back was Pale Plant, dude.
Yeah, the Pale Plant, yeah. But yeah, so please let us continue. What is the Cobra Man who his evil plot is using shadow puppets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he has a pair of prosthetic fangs, and believe it or not, they don't look like tusks.
Yeah, what happened?
Yes.
What happened?
So, they give him poison powers, and he's supposed to infiltrate a gold storage vault. And
2 episodes worth of gold right here. Literally.
Yes. Yeah, 2 billion yen. And so he kills a guard. He by like spraying him with poison from the mouth of his snake hand. Not a snake teeth, because like keep in mind, he puts the prosthetic fangs into his mouth. He sprays out poison from his hand.
He has a real Megatron like Beast Wars type of thing where
Transmetal 2 Megatron's like, yes.
Yeah, or more so like original Megatron where he's got the snake on his hand and he's
the T-Rex head. Yeah. Even in his first form, it's like he pets the T-Rex head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. But yes, the whole plan is to actually steal all this gold from the Japanese depository and really cripple the Japanese economy. Not stealing a kid's candy toy money.
Yeah, this is a real
dilemma here, people. This could be like country shattering.
Yeah. Thankfully, cute little German Shepherd stopped Cobra Man the first time around, causing him to lose his prosthetic fangs. But when he came back to retrieve them, it turns out the dog died off screen.
Yeah, what the F, man?
So like,
you killed the dog
off screen.
You monster. Well, I mean, is it so? I mean, we've seen it in Kamen Rider X, we've seen it in a bunch of others, but the fact that a dog dies,
really
a dog,
hurt.
especially
a GSD,
especially the fact that this dog was given to this little boy by his father, who is a cop, and he told the dog to protect him.
Yeah,
and the dog did what he promised. I'm like, yeah, this dog was definitely a good boy. He definitely was, because, well, obviously the Kamen Rider fights Cobra Man because he infiltrates. Oh, he actually kidnaps 2 officers. One of them is the father to the little boy, and they have them pinned in the middle of the same ravine we've always been in. But this time they're serious because they actually kill one of them.
Yeah.
They actually they apparently no, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Right? Yeah. No, yeah. So that's in the next episode. I'm sorry. In this episode, the little boy is being held hostage, being held over what looks like a pool of melting liquid, of melting metal, and just dangling him like the scene from the Temple of Doom. Will this little boy survive? I don't know. The Kamen Rider just casually walks in and tells Cobra Man to let him go, which I'm like, all right. I guess it's not a grave importance, is it? But they saved the little boy.
Yeah.
The Kamen Rider gives the Cobra Man a kick. Again, that has another kick, and Cobra Man dies. But Tachibana saves the little boy from the molten metal.
Yeah.
Only for that to come out that's like, yeah, the Kamen Rider rides off, but he rides off to a cross, which that's where we find out what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, and they make it a very fine point that like, yeah, like you idiot, you lost your fangs. It's gonna take us another 6 months to make new ones.
Really? I know a dentist that could do that, and no problem. Have it to you by next Monday.
I mean, look. I'm not a fan of Great Leader because he's a World War II bad guy.
Yep.
But he does have a point though, because like, can you imagine if they didn't spend 6 months, making those fangs? They're gonna look like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like orthodontistry is very serious business. It's like
put your flashlight on. Yeah. Phone.
It's gonna take 6 months for this to look like this.
Mm-hmm. No. But again, it's not. But I guess in the 70s, it was not much of a. It was more difficult practice to get fangs, especially they were nice ones. Those were actually some nice fangs that they had. Yeah. But apparently the Kamen Rider leaves the fangs on the grave, and I didn't know who this grave belonged to until I was like, oh, it was the dog. It's the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Because the little boy comes in with Tachibana and Ryoko, and just someone came to visit Dummy and left him flowers. Who was it? And Tachibana's like, who else could it be? It had to have been the Kamen Rider. He came to pay his rally. Yes, the Kamen Rider avenged his bitch.
Yeah.
Like, why must you attack the dogs?
I know, the poor doggy.
The poor dog. So I'm like, why? Why must you do that? What did the dogs do to you, Shocker?
A moment of silence for Dummy.
Moment of silence for Dummy, please. May he go down in history with some of the greatest dogs that have ever lived.
I don't know the lyrics to this song.
I don't know. We gotta play like "Oh Lord" to thee.
Michelle McLaughlin, like freaking, like assume her theme song.
Yep. But wait. On the table. But wait. That is all what it seems. Because apparently sequel.
That's right. It's a two-parter. We actually have another two-parter. Yeah. It feels so random. You have a two-parter, then B-Woman, and then another two-parter.
Yeah, the bastard. He didn't stay dead. But it's not because he died or whatever. No. He legitimately died. He did. Mm-hmm. It's just the fact that somebody decided to bring him back. Mm-hmm. Which, again, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
But when they come back,
he's not even the most competent of the last couple of bad guys.
No, because he kind of messed up royally a couple times. Like, I will say, if I was to bring back a henchman, I would want the most capable mothers to come back.
I would say Batman was probably one of the most capable ones thus far, because he actually
had a plan.
Yeah, and it was very virulent. Literally.
Yeah. No joke. But no, we decided to bring him back because I guess we had a suit on hand, so
yeah, we just gotta touch it up a bit.
Yep, and add a frill.
Yeah. So some mysterious woman is posting up banners that they are buying pets for research. I'm like,
you know what?
You're not going anywhere near my dog.
I can make a joke, about buying cats and dogs in Japan or in any Asian country, but I won't because that's too easy.
It would be too easy.
Too damn easy.
But I will say this: I really hate everyone that came in line to sell their pets because it's like, you bastards, bastards! They're your freaking pets. That's your family.
Yeah, what the F, man?
Like I would go back in time and jump every single person in that line the way Edward Elric jumped Shaw Tucker. It was your family,
what the
you bastard.
Yeah, I was like, what the actual F, dude? Like, I was disgusted. I couldn't believe it. I was like, we love our pets. We love our. No, you don't.
You don't.
No, you don't.
I don't. Now I'll say this: maybe the one boy that's focused in this episode might have loved his pet, and maybe his dad trying to sell his dog without the little boy's consent.
Maybe.
And that will make the dad even scummier.
Yeah. Well, the dad kind of also didn't really like, oh yeah, I'm a detective. I'm like, he's very career driven, which good for you. Good for you. Not done.
Let the boy have his companion.
I'm sorry, but when you're a father, when you're a parent, and this is coming from me, I don't have children. I don't. I'm an uncle. I should not have any of these feelings, but I do. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you have children, your life doesn't belong to you anymore. It belongs to them. Yeah. So that means you must make time for your children.
Absolutely.
You must make time for your children. If I, a single man, whenever my nieces or nephews call me and they say they want to hang out or go get ice cream, well, I'm tired.
You answer the call.
But I will be there. Give me 5 minutes. I'm on my way. We'll go get ice cream. We'll go do something. Even if I'm exhausted as all fuck. And this is coming from a single man that does not. I think I might be afraid to have children, but it's a 50-50 at my age if I do or don't. Yeah. But at least make time for your children. Oh, yeah. Make time for them. Make sure you love them, because I kind of said it in this episode. I'm like, I get where the father's coming from, but man, you're a dick. You're a dad and you don't make time for your kids.
Daddy wasn't there
to take me to the fair, to change my underwear.
Daddy wasn't there.
Very clever. Now who has my father? Uh-oh. Someone had some daddy issues. Nothing could be my father from the truth. Who? You said my father. No, I didn't. How? Did not. Shabba! For me, this is a dad issue. Dad issue! Dead dad! Dead be dead! Oh. Daddy didn't love me!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, my daddy did.
Yeah. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah, no, you're right though. Like if you're a parent, you have to step up.
Yeah, you got to step it up more.
Yeah. Yeah, you absolutely have to step it up. You have to put 100% into it. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So in this episode, we're not saying he's a bad dad. What we're saying is he's got to really prioritize.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the Cobra Man gets brought back
by using pet's blood for some reason.
Yeah. Why? But wait, what classifies as a pet?
Yeah, like does a horse count?
Yeah.
What about a kimono dragon? I've seen people who have bears as pets.
People go to zoos, right? Couldn't those be considered? People love them. A horse. I've seen people have ostriches, have capybaras as pets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had a rhinoceros beetle as a pet. Yeah.
Yeah, so what classifies as a pet? Or are you just wanting to get like large animals?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
What exactly?
And how much blood do you need? Does it matter what kind of animal you use? Because, I imagine that, cat's blood and dog's blood might not necessarily be compatible.
Well, yeah, not to mention like how much you would need. I mean, how much blood does a dog and a cat have equivalent to like if you were to go like get an elephant or something?
I mean, a shocker combatant is generally human in anatomy. So, like, wouldn't they just need 5 liters of blood total?
Well, to make them sound more devious and monstrous, we need to have X amount of blood, no matter what it is.
Yeah, instead of a V3 amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so this boy is like looking for his dog Taro, and I'm hoping this kid finds his dog before Shocker does anything evil with it. And yes, the dad does bring up the kids to Takashi and Tachibana because, of course, we're part of a community. But the kid witnesses that, like, hey, my dad's going inside this building, and there's like a bunch of animals here. But then, like, there's a secret lab where Cobra Man comes back with frills.
Yeah, he upgraded to the Dilophosaurus from Jurassic Park.
I mean, he already had the acid spit. Oh yeah, and the frills actually like expand too.
Yeah, but the thing is also like he was also given fire powers. Yeah. Like now he's able to breathe fire, or spit fire, I guess, is the proper way to say it.
Yeah. I don't know who this woman is that tried to revive him, but okay.
Yeah, who is she?
You exist.
I mean, it's one thing if you're trying to establish like, oh, maybe she was a past character or someone that we had, but I'm like, I've never seen her before.
Yeah, it's like what's it called? It's like when those 3 women try to revive the master in the end of time. It's like, who are you women? I mean, I get it. You're like Harold Saxon fanatics.
Mm-hmm.
But who the hell are you? Like, you 3 in particular. I know he had a ton of fans. Why the 3 of you specifically? It's not like you're the witches from Pompeii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you someone.
It's not like you're the 3 sisters from the Shakespeare Code.
Yeah. I don't even know there. No, I know. I don't get who this woman is. I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Who is she? What is she? What is she doing? What is her obsession with Cobra Man?
Yeah. Like, was he like her ex-boyfriend who became
a father?
What was she? Was she like an existing scientist who previously dated him, so she recommended him, like Dr. Midorikawa, except much younger?
Yeah,
and who the hell is Cobra Man himself?
We don't know. They never gave him an identity or anything.
Yes. See, the thing is, they said, "Oh, he's Lupin the Fourth or something." It's like, okay, I'd buy that. Like it's like he's like trying to steal like this vault, right? So like, what if before joining Shocker, like he was an actual con artist, like an actual like jewel thief? Like that would have been an interesting thing to expand from, because it's like, oh, we want you because you specialize in this very specific crime that we want committed. It's like, okay, that would make sense. Like even Takashi like being like a Shocker combatant. It's like, okay, like you want a cavalryman, so you need like a team of like the best motorcyclists in the world to join Shocker's cavalry. But because it's not like you were like necessarily evil despite being the best motorcyclist in the world, we're gonna brainwash you just in case. Okay, that would make sense. But like, who the hell are you, Cobra Man?
Some random asshole that they just decided to make into a anthropomorphic snake monster, I guess.
Yeah, and of course Tachibana tries to rescue the kid's dad, so it's like, oh yeah, like I forgot this dude was kidnapped.
Yeah,
but good for Tachibana for actually like doing field work.
Yeah, for instead of just sitting there smoking his pipe like he normally does. It's a good look on you, Tachibana, but come on.
It is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, heck, even in X, like he was like being active, but like when he's not, it's like
in X he was kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah, it's like, hey, can you guys stop having fights inside my coffee shop? Like freaking Kaiji in shirts isn't cheap, you know.
Oh yeah, I love that line. I love that line. Like, can you take it outside? It's getting kind of expensive to hire someone to rebuild every time you guys are here. Like, all right, and then, we'll go outside. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Great Leader has Cobraman execute this woman, which again, who the hell is this woman?
Well, yeah, no, who was she? Because again, we have the whole thing about stealing the gold reserves from Japan again.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really go well, you know? But again, she starts beating on Cobraman like if he's just some random grunt. And I'm like, well, who the hell are you, lady? Like, see, this is what I say when it comes down to like to bad guys or even generals or assassins. You send these guys with your plan and they follow it to a T, right? But they don't. Or if they do follow it to a T, then you blame them for them screwing up. I'm like, I could told you that plan was not going to work at all.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you right now that plan like stunk as bad as like 3-day-old fish out in the sun. But you're blaming your bad guys, your grunts, your soldiers because it didn't work out. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, apparently Great Leader tells Cobraman, Burner, I didn't give you that power up for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, totally turns her into ashes. But I'm sorry. They actually the reason why is because the Kamen Rider saved one of the 2 people that they kidnapped. They barbecued one and then killed the other. No, yeah, they killed the other. Almost tried to kill the other one. I'm like, fix your aim, Cobraman. I'm like, yeah, what? You're like not even 3 feet away from him. It's like you couldn't even shoot up the broadside of a barn.
Mm-hmm.
But then here comes the Kamen Rider to save the day.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And now we have an entire episode dedicated to this detective who's bandaged up and still has to go into work.
Yeah. Yeah. And you thought the American health insurance policy was bad.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? But here's the thing, though. Japan has a very like thing of even if you're dying, you still go into work, even if the doctor says you shouldn't.
Yeah, but I will say this though. At least I'll say this though. At least what's it called? In Japan, they give you like a jar for you to scream into.
Yeah, they do.
And siestas are part of the work schedule.
Well, if you're working like almost 18-hour days, I'm like, give the people a nap. Why don't you? Jesus Christ. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Before anyone says, yes, I did see that. I did see the whole businessmen sleeping on the side of the street type of thing. I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was true, but I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a real problem. It is. But okay. So apparently Takashi Hongo goes to the detective being all beaten up and cartoony like some Looney Tune and tells him that Shocker is like that. But no one's ever heard of Shocker. No one's ever heard of them. Really? And I'm like, well, duh. They're a secret evil organization bent on world domination. Can you imagine if any Joe Schmo in a badge were aware of Shocker?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be much of a secret organization now, would it?
That's true.
But yeah, they kind of just look at Takashi and they're like, huh, you stop lying. Go, we're doing official police business here. Go talk about your secret organizations to a mangaka or something.
Yeah, maybe a crazy one with an afro that will turn into a comic book.
Yep.
But on the upside, Takashi does end up fighting Cobraman and like throws him into the water, which apparently is his biggest weakness. While a severely injured not security guard, but detective, like gives Taro back to his kid.
Yeah, and the kid gets a new bike. As we all know, people, fire types are weak against water.
Yep. All right, next episode. Yeah, like freaking the monster of the day is supposed to be a condor, but looks nothing like one.
I thought it was an amalgamation of everything that had happened, because the fact was that
that was the game plan.
They had the murals of all the past kaiju that they fought.
Yeah, Batman, Spider-Man, Scorpion Man, Venus Man. Like, I swear, like when you list those off out loud, it sounds like you're playing Mega Man.
Yeah, sounds like a Mega Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't get that till the Maverick series, until X. But yeah, so I'm gonna say that. I mean, this one is second place of just costumes that I do not like. This thing, I have no idea what it was supposed to be. Even if you told me, I was like, that is not a condor.
Yeah, like even as it's called Geba Condor, it's like I'm thinking is like I'm more focused on the Geba part and not so much the condor part.
What the Geba?
Yeah, like like freaking like I know that there is like a like not a crustacean, but like a but definitely an arthropod called Armonomechalamedes, and it's like if you did not know that it was supposed to be an ancient crustacean, it's like, would you know what animal it was based on just hearing its name?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but I couldn't tell. I'm like, is this supposed to be a bird? Is this supposed to be something?
Yeah, it doesn't look very bird-like. Yeah.
Okay, good. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry, something got cut off. But I'm just like, so it's supposed to be some type of ancient creature. I don't know. But apparently it's our next monster.
Yeah. And again, like it would have made more sense if it was in Anomalocaris, but which is the proper way to pronounce what I just said. But again, a lot of syllables. Yeah, you know what I love about ancient sedan-sized dragonflies? The name is easy to remember. Megasoma.
Yeah.
Super easy.
So what is the plan of this monster? What is it sent off to do?
Well, basically, yeah, he gets the combined powers of 4 previous monsters. And yeah, he just has to defeat the Kamen Rider. It's that simple. And yeah, his wings, well, let's just say Jetman looked better.
I'm gonna say this. It kind of reminded me of the kid that got picked last in dodgeball. Yeah, you know, like ball. Everyone else before him had some type of, even as how goofy they look, they still had something that was amazing, something great. And yet like, this guy, just kind of makes me like, why? You're like, man, you got picked last for Shocker Combatant, didn't you? Oh well. Yep. Well, again, not much happened in this episode that I could honestly recall.
Well, one important thing happens in this episode.
Please do tell.
We are introduced to the Richie of the season.
The Richie you're talking about from the Archies?
No, Richie from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, Trini's love interest. You know, the one that's supposed to be the White Ranger, but never
okay. Yeah. So yes. Okay. So apparently, this thing is also wanting the blood of women who are getting married.
Yeah.
Why?
There's always an obligatory wedding sabotage episode.
Every single minute there was a wedding. And every time you knew something bad was going to happen, the music just turned diabolical.
That organ's like do 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 do.
It goes from like, you know, like Yeah, it goes like literally to Night on Ball Mountain. It's like, but goes from the traditional walking of the bride to Night on Ball Mountain, and I'm just like, all right, tell me something horrible ain't gonna happen, but it is.
So the groom that we see at the beginning of the episode, his name is Taki, who is revealed to later be an American government agent.
Yes, yes.
But he's here to get married for real, though. It's not.
Yeah, it's not
Operation Catfish from Sonic 2.
Yeah, no, it's not a front. He's actually in love with the girl. He actually protects her and saves her. Yeah. But
yeah, as he's like driving off on his motorcycle with her in a sidecar, like he turns his head, he sees his wife, he turns his head again, and then turns back at her, but instead he sees Gamma Condor. I'm like, God damn it. Was this Operation Catfish?
No, he actually did get married. It's just that I'm guessing that they kind of wife swapped.
Yeah.
Wait, but I'm like, why? Didn't you want the bride, not the groom?
Yeah, that was really weird. I mean, they did.
That was weird. I was like, wait, you got what you wanted, dude. You got the woman. Yeah. Why the hell are you going after the guy? That makes no sense. That's like someone saying to me, I want a Coke, and yet I give them a Coke, and then they go for diet. That makes no sense. Yeah. You already got your goal. Why were you chasing after? Or did you guys know he was an FBI agent?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But again, Kamen Rider fights, throws the Condor into the side of a mountain. He blows up in the next episode. Which we continue with the journey of Ricky. I wonder if Ricky's going to be important.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, you mean Taki? It's like, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, we're gonna see him again real soon.
Yeah, but I'm like, is he important? Is he? We're made to believe he is.
Yeah,
we're made to think he is.
Unlike Richie, he doesn't just disappear after a few episodes.
Yep. Okay, so next episode.
Yeah.
It is.
We're really moving on, aren't we? Yeah.
So
Taki's here to stay, and we move on to what's it called? To the next big evil plan, where there's like an evil flashlight that turns a rabbit into well. I'm pretty sure you could use your imagination.
Yeah, we pretty much built, like when you were a kid and you took a magnifying glass and you did that whole thing about lasers. Yeah, pretty much that.
Yeah.
It's a giant laser that someone developed. And apparently there's a brother-sister counter to this, because brother invents a weapon that, in all honesty, let me ask you, who would have this benefited? Nobody. I mean, if anyone had this weapon or another copy of this weapon, it's like, yeah, creating a laser, we don't really have anything that could deflect lasers.
Yeah, like even like say what you will about the atomic bomb, at least the atomic bomb had a very specific purpose. It was for two things: one, dick measuring, and two, as a perpetual threat of mutually assured destruction. It's like, don't make me do this. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, but Shocker's just a bunch of dicks who are like, oh, we're gonna do it regardless. And even so, it's like, well, why then? Just because. But of course, the scientist is like, you know what? It's that classic. Well, it's a classic now, but at the time, it's that whole Ian Malcolm thing. It's like, yeah. But your scientists were so preoccupied on whether or not they could, they didn't stop and think maybe we shouldn't. It's like, yeah. You ever think about that? Like, I created the death laser. And what does it do? It brings death. So would this be military? Would this be it just is. And I'm so maybe we should put this away. Maybe we should just shush, crazy man. Don't say anything. But no, he has to show it off and has to I wonder what Shocker is now impressed about this, I guess.
I mean, considering what we had with that one episode with the earthquake machine.
Yeah. I'm like, again, why?
Yeah, but on the civilian side of things, we got Ruriko racing with Taki.
Yeah, who says women can't be racers, man?
Okay, so here's where you might notice things are a little bit different from what we usually see. So you might notice lately we get a lot more focus on Ruriko and Taki
than we do
with Takashi. Yeah. And you might also notice that you don't really see Takashi unmorphed as much. And his voice sounds a little bit different.
Yeah.
Does this sound familiar to you?
So, for those who don't know, you might, but you don't. So, apparently in an earlier episode, our boy Takashi Hongo, Fujioka-san got into an accident off of his motorcycle during the filming of this show. I think he broke his leg and a few ribs.
Yep.
That he had to be hospitalized and da-da-da-da-da. And
to the point that he literally spent the debut episode of the show still being hospitalized.
Yeah. So again, and it's been said, and he was actually during all this, he was actually thinking about like quitting the show or just like blah blah blah. Well, I mean, he wasn't in these later episodes, but apparently seeing children in the children's ward watching the show every week, these 13 some odd episodes, and just cheering for the Kamen Rider and be like, that's our Superman, that's our blah, blah, that's our hero.
Yeah, it's kind of like how originally Nichelle Nichols wanted to quit Star Trek, but then it was Martin Luther King who convinced her not to.
It was also kind of like who was it? It was Adam West, famously, when he did Batman and then it was over and whatnot, for years just despised the character and just how like blah blah blah. But then seeing kids like hearing them like sing the theme song, and this is like years after the show was over, and then just like again the interest and everything, even the original the actor who was Superman back in the old black and white serials, even though sadly he passed away, in his later years he was like, I'm actually glad I did that. I love how I brought happiness to children and how they still look at me and it's like, yeah, this is Superman. Also famously, the actor Ferris Bordnine, famous great actor, in his later years, although he did a story where he was talking to a bunch of Girl Scouts and they didn't know who he was until he finally said, oh, I know. Do you know SpongeBob? It's like, yeah, I'm Mermaid Man. And just right there, he just the look on his face, because it's like, yeah, despite being kind of corny and stupid, you brought happiness to children. So,
I love that first episode with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy where it's like, when he brought the show back, it's like click, clack. It's like ring, hang up, sit, and then SpongeBob was like wink. I love those onomatopoeias. It's like they're ridiculously silly, but there's a certain endearingness to them that even when you see them on what's it called, Kaku Ranger, and heck, even in Kamen Rider 5's the musical. Like, it's just such a gas to see.
Well, yeah, no, you got to remember what, who these shows and all that, what they're for and what they're about. And, God bless Fujioka-san that he saw that, because who knows if he would have come back, because he said he was in a depression for what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too, because imagine being almost killed by your own livelihood. And being so injured, you might not be able to continue said livelihood.
Yeah, and also, also it's like, was this show even worth it? Like, apparently he had other roles that he had to stop. But, even still to this day, he's like, You know what? I really needed that because again, we've seen it time and time again. Hell, there's that famous Batman the Animated series episode.
Oh yeah, the Great Ghost episode.
Well, no, not just the Great Ghost, but also there was one about where Batman is like, "Am I really doing anything? Am I even making a difference?" The Batman asks Alfred, "Am I making a difference? I stop one guy, but then another comes and blah, 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 and all day, all night, blah, blah, blah." And then at the end of the episode, there was this kid that he stopped, right?
Yeah.
And he was just, and he's like, what are you doing? Hey man, I'm going back home. I'm stopping. That night that you caught me and you let me go, it really made me think, maybe this isn't the life. Maybe I should just, my dad was a cop back home. I'm going to go train with my dad. And it's just like, well, there you go, man. The hero did do something.
Yeah.
You may not think it.
Yeah. Even in the episode where what's his name? Nightwing tells what's his name? Tim Drake why he quit
about why Robin. He quit being Robin.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. And then turns out that criminal that Batman almost punched to death, like he changed his life around because
made him a head of security at Wayne Enterprises. Yeah, so it's like, regardless, it's like the hero, despite what you might think, is actually doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then there was that episode of Naruto where Kakashi's like rethinking whether or not to become like a teacher, and I think this took place before Naruto became a student. Where he failed a bunch of students like left and right. Because keep in mind, Naruto's team were the first ones to pass Kakashi's graduation exam, and like one of the kids that he failed years ago actually walks up to Kakashi. He's like, "Hey, Kakashi, I want to say thank you for failing me that one time because you really taught me a valuable lesson. And now I found myself in a better position in life, and I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you."
Yeah, no, it's as always, you may not see it, you may not believe it, but sometimes we gotta fall off that bike to learn a greater lesson,
Yeah, sometimes you've got to fall off the bike in order to properly ride or jump and kick to the sky, jump to the sky towards a leap into a dream.
As a green Muppet once said in a very horrible movie, failure is the greatest teacher.
Yeah. Or as Master Fung would say, there's one lesson in victory, but 1,000 in defeat. Be sure to get in between the tiles.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. But yes, we will not see much of Fujioka Sensei in these episodes because at this point, blessings with him at the time, he was injured. And so we're doing what they did for Tommy Oliver in Dino Thunder.
Or worse yet, what they did with Jason, Zach, and Trini in season 2, where they used reused footage, voiceover, and conveniently show them in costume more often than they do in the actual civilian suits.
Yeah. So, what was this? So the kaijin, the monster of this episode is what is it?
Oh god damn it! This monster is such a weirdo. It looks like a chameleon, but it's not. It's definitely some kind of lizard or something.
It's not the soccer player, is it? That's the next episode, right?
No. The next episode's definitely Lizardon.
Which we'll get to that. But this one,
but this one, it's Yamagoras.
What? See, that's how memorable he is. What is that? What even is he?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Yamagoras is a gecko monster.
I mean, we had a chameleon. I mean, I could have sworn it was like an iguana or something, just with how like the spikes on the back.
Yeah, I mean, geckos have those too sometimes, but it's like, part of me is like trying to like get a freeze frame of it. It's like, is that just a repaint of Phantom Chameleon and just like repaint it into red and just added a few elements to it?
Yeah, I don't know. It totally looked like it was a repaint or something, because
it very much looks like a repaint of freaking the chameleon dude.
Yeah, it really did. Just like, add some spikes to the back and take off the eyes and put the eyes in front, which made it even look more creepy. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, a scientist was kidnapped in order to like build and improve on it for Shocker, and of course, he's like Takashi Hongo tries to save him, and incidentally, it's Civilian that defeats the monster by using the death light against him. For once, the evil laser thing is used for good.
Yeah, so. Oh, but we also had his sister involved with all of this. She was like, I know where he is. I know. Then why don't you send the cops? Yeah. Why don't you send like the army or the National Guard or something? Why?
Yeah, it's like it's the same as Tale as Old as Time from Power Rangers Operation Overdrive.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, if he's missing and gone, then why the hell are you guys not calling the cops?
Yeah,
and it's like, well, you don't believe like he built a giant laser machine and blah blah blah, and I'm like, that would be definitely a red flag for national security.
It's like, oh yeah, no, let's just tell Tachibana about it. Surely Tachibana will know what to do.
Tachibana Sensei always knows.
Yeah, it's like everyone always goes to him for advice. Which honestly now makes me wonder, was Icky from Revice based on Tachibana more than anything? Because Icky was literally that guy where like everyone go to him for their problems. Like, I'm trying to remember what the term was. Brown, not a brown nose.
Revice.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know about too much about Revise, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it's an okay season. What's interesting is that a lot of the good guys and bad guys have motifs based on the monsters from Shocker. Where like, oh, Hiromi you has a spider motif, like Spider-Man, and Daiji has a bat motif, just like Batman. And what's it called? And Julio has a wolf motif, like Colonel Zol. And what's his name? I'm trying to remember his name. That other dude dressed up as a mariachi dude. Like he's like he turns into a squid, like Dr. Shinigami. And Aguilera becomes a bee-themed Kamen Rider, like Bee Woman. So it's like, yeah, pretty much everyone except for the main character has a motif based on like the original bad guys from Kamen Rider.
Yeah, again, I don't know too much about it, but what you're saying makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, the Kamen Rider really doesn't do much of anything except just fight. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the civilian kills the Kaijin.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, busybody is the word I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like how Tachibana is an unwitting busybody, Ikki Igarashi is an active busybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So next episode, and our final
episode of the month. Yeah, it's like, oh man, we're really like we're burning through this really well. Like, yeah, like we might. So, yeah. Hold on, give me one quick second. Yeah, so yeah, our next monster is a lizard dude. Lizardron.
Lizardlon, which
I assume is supposed to be Lizardron, like Megatron. But
well, here's the thing, though. When I saw the name, I was like, I kind of wondered. Well, of course, a young boy named Satoru was around this time in the backwoods of Japan collecting bugs and tadpoles and whatnot, and kind of thinking to himself, I want to make video games later on in life.
Yeah.
Which he has stated many a times that he was a fan of Tokusatsu, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and all that stuff. In fact, that's what came the inspiration for a certain franchise you might heard of called Pocket Monsters.
Yep.
And so if people who don't know, because, whatever. Yeah. So Charizard, the most overrated Pokemon ever. I love him, but Jesus, can we give him a break, people? In Japan, his name is Lizardon.
Yeah.
Lizardon. And we have Lizardon. Not too different in naming, right?
Yeah.
And he's a giant lizard that spits fire but plays soccer. Because apparently Shocker decided to go and recruit an arrogant soccer player to be the bad guy in this episode.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, this kind of gives me Elm Street 2 vibes with the homoerotic gym coach.
Yeah, kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently this guy just thinks he's number one, that he just holds the team together. And I'm just like, you know what? That can be true sometimes. But then there's just the fact that you're just a ball hog.
Yeah. Yeah. So instead of just giving one dude the powers of all the previous monsters, let's just bring back all the previous monsters.
So you're telling me that you guys had them all like just stored away somewhere? That you all just had like just randomly had them all just like the same guys. Nothing. So, okay, fine. I believe you, I guess.
Yeah.
So, is this going to be an all monsters attack situation where, now it all boils down to the battle where 1 versus 11.
And by the way, this episode did have a theatrical cut. So this is the first time Kamen Rider was ever shown in a movie theater screen. They would just show a random episode in a movie theater. Just like those first 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Daima.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, most movies at the time were like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But so again, not much. I'm like, it would have made more sense if, again, it was a rival of Takashi. Being
like
this bad guy.
Man.
Yeah, but it's just some arrogant prick who just thinks that he's better and uses his soccer ball kicking powers to beat the Kamen Rider. I'm like, whoa, Takashi, don't you have a kick yourself? Don't you got something that could also kick him? It's like, but I don't know how to use it. What do you mean you don't know how to use it? You've been doing it for the past 12 episodes. It's just the fact of you moving out of the way and let him attack first, and then you come in later.
Yeah, and apparently, like the Shocker combatants are trying to break into some laboratory that's protected by a barrier. So we're gonna have Lizardron be augmented with the powers of this particular football player. Because that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie though, the dude kind of looks like Brandon Routh. I'm not gonna lie though.
Yeah, he kind of. If Brandon Routh was like an asshole.
I mean, he did play one in The Rookie.
Yeah. But I mean, like, man, you know.
And then when he heel turned in Chuck. Yeah. Yeah. Freaking, like, I had him sign my copy of Chuck season 3 because, I got to get Shaw's signature. Yeah. And of course, Spider-Man shows up with the silly string.
Oh, yeah. Totally just silly strings him to death. And then then they combine him with this lizard. Only for him to be like, the general of all the combatants of Shocker that have failed beforehand. And I'm like,
yeah,
sure. But of course, yeah, we got the Kamen Rider fighting on his motorcycle, all 12 of these bad guys.
Yeah, but not before, like, we have just Taki, Tachibana, and Ruriko just chilling. Tachibana's coffee shop literally just because.
Yeah, just because, but also the Kamen Rider is like training for some reason. Yeah. I'm like, what is he training for? What is he training to obtain? He's already, it's like, even to the point that it's like Tachibana goes to the same gorge where we've always fought, and he's chucking rocks at the Kamen Rider, and I'm just like, again,
I don't think that's what they meant when they said kick rocks.
Yeah, it applies. Tachibana even said it. Just move, get out of the way, and then kick. But apparently that's too much for Takashi Hongo, Ivy League college boy, to comprehend.
Yeah.
Just move out of the way. It's kind of like the woman from Prometheus that got crushed by the circular ship spinning on its side.
Yeah.
I'm like, just move left or right.
Either's fine.
Yeah, what is the problem?
The Darwin Award, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. But then Takashi Hongo finally realizes, what if he kicks and then I kick it back, but even stronger? And I'm like,
it's like, hey guys, we could like group up and then hit it till it dies.
Yeah.
Classic SAO strategy. Group up and kick it till it dies. Oh yeah, and Taki shows off his incredible jumping ability. It's almost as if Taki was a cyborg who could very well ride a motorcycle and maybe a cyborg Nazi. I don't know, just spitballing here.
Yeah, but again, we all if we lived in a perfect world.
Yeah.
But we got the whole battle, the all monsters attack battle formation of 11 monsters versus
we got
1.
We got the world's first mannequin challenge.
Yeah, because it's funny. It really is funny that there's 11 kaijin and they're all running away from the Kamen Rider on one bike. Run away! And yet he's just like, you're just getting chased. It's kind of like the ending of Kaku Ranger where they're chasing after the henchmen and there's just the one. Chasing after a mountain of all of them. I'm like, okay. Guys, you do realize that
Saizo's trying to get out of that hospital when it's Friday in California.
Yeah. But no. I mean, it ended the way I thought it was going to end. I mean, all the monsters, all the kaijin get thrown down and they're just laying there convulsing, just like, and the final soccer ball, again, a soccer ball that gets thrown back to Lizardon, and then he falls back, and then that just sets off a chain reaction of explosions.
Yeah.
And then that just kind of ends but we end off that apparently our best girl kind of knows who the Kamen Rider is.
It's like, really? You haven't figured it out by now?
I'm like, really, honey? You haven't really put 2 and 2 together that the fact that everyone else is like, even Tachibana is super close to him. And it's like, everyone's like, I wonder who it is. It's like, I know who it is. Really? Because we kind of all known since episode 1. You're kind of late to the party, darling.
Yeah. And Tachibana does that whole what's it called, Jim Gordon speech. It's like he's a hero that we need, but not the one we deserve. He's our watchful guardian, our silent protector, our dark knight. And then Ichigo, and then like freaking Takashi just like rides off into the road at daybreak. And this is the last time we see him for a while. And for some reason, Ruriko as well.
Yeah, because the next preview of the next episode is like, hey, we got another Kamen Rider series. New look, new costume, new people. You should totally check out our new...
It's like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, episode 15, where it's like next time on Power Rangers, we go on brand new adventures, go into deep space. We got new Zords, new weapons, new enemies, new thrills and chills. Find out everything we encounter on the next Lightspeed Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
So pretty much you're going to use the Ginga Man footage because they were hounding you that you didn't. You were doing what you were doing again, using Americanized footage, but only using 20 or 10% of the Japanese footage. Yeah. Did you guys not learn from Mighty Morphin? That's why you guys had to do Zeo and Turbo and all that stuff. Seriously. But yeah, no, I mean, who would have known that Fujioka-san was actually hurt, and that's why they had to make a whole new Kamen Rider, but say that Takashi had to go off somewhere to combat Shocker because apparently there are other bases around the world. Like,
like they filmed enough footage to like make those last 4 episodes, but even then they had to like really figure out ways of like keeping Fujioka out of the camera during those 4 episodes so they could like scurry to find a new actor to become the next Kamen Rider and write a story around that character because we need a reason to get rid of Takashi. Basically, the excuse will be that like, oh, he's off in Europe fighting Shocker internationally, and then when Fujioka comes back, they're just going to get rid of Ichimonji for a few episodes, saying, okay, Tag, you're in. Now go to Africa.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, well, again, this was, the beginning of something, okay? I mean, at this point, we had already had, like, Ultraman, but nothing really bad happened during that shoot, despite, like, again, suits being caught on fire. The level is this union-based work? The Power Rangers want to complain that they were like, yeah, I hurt myself or I sprained myself. People were literally getting set on fire and exploding in tokusatsu properties. I think a little sprain is not going to be the end of you.
Yeah.
But either or. Yeah. Because I did see a bit of the next episode coming up and I'm like, oh, new opening, new people. No, yeah, Takashi who?
Yeah, like Fujioka sang the theme song for the first 13 episodes, but then they had someone else sing the theme song for the next bunch of episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where what everyone thinks Kamen Rider is, or what they believe it is, starts to take form.
Yeah. So like the comparison I made before in like when I made the comparison to Ghost Rider, Ichimonji was the one that coined a lot of the things that Hongo is famous for, like mainly like the rider pose and
the rider pose, the shocker grunts, the way. The explosions, the kicks, everything that...
Yeah, the luchador masks, yeah.
Yeah, all that stuff. That didn't come until now. So, that was a staple afterwards. So, compared to 13 original episodes...
Just like how in Ghost Rider, the, what's it called, the transforming motorcycle and the pen and stare, like, that didn't happen until Danny Ketch became Ghost Rider.
Yeah, so, it's the same thing, like, what was established or what is didn't really happen until later. So imagine any superhero, how you famously know them. Oh no, the second version of that hero was that, not the first. So
we're
gonna get into some familiar territories pretty soon. But now that's it.
We finished our first arc.
Yep, that we did.
All right, so scores for these 6 episodes.
I'm gonna give it like 8, and I'm gonna give it an 8 for the first 2, and then everything else is like a 5, because again, you had more of a story wise in the first 2, and then afterwards everything, like, you saw the dip in quality.
Yeah.
You saw how everything started to change, and it was kind of like, well, we got to start doing something, because so it's like, yeah. And then the costume designs, these if you wanted to say people in suits, I know they're people in costumes, but still, I'm like, I think my favorite one had to be Bee Lady.
Yeah.
But everything else was just kind of like, yeah, it's a retread or recolor. But now, since they're saying a brand new Kamen Rider, I'm hoping they bring their A game with these Gaijins, because so far I'm like, the first 6 were not bad, creepy, but not bad. But then afterwards, it's like, and yeah, I can kind of see where it's like, when one writer leaves and then another one comes in, and then the story just changes completely.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you on that. Yeah, the first 2 episodes were definitely 8s because Bee Woman had a great plot, and the first half, this Cobra Man was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
But the second half,
everything just kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's on me. That's me for saying that. So first 2 are 8, then the rest are just 5s.
Yeah. I mean, I would give higher scores to move them later on. So like maybe a 6. Now I would say the last one was definitely more of an 8 as well, because if nothing else, I do love that they brought back all of these bad guys for Hongo to fight back against them. And the thing is, him defeating them more easily is just indicative that he gained more experience. He has a better understanding of how to use his powers and what their individual weaknesses were. And given the fact that like we are getting every bad guy, every bad guy in this past arc basically says that like this is the end of the arc. This is the culmination of everything we worked for in the last.
Remember, they did that for Godzilla when they did All Monsters Attack. That was supposed to be the last one, the supposed last one. We're bringing everybody back. It's like Godzilla Final Wars.
Yeah,
bullshit. You brought them all back only to do, and then to come back like, oh, we're making a whole new series. I'm like, all right. So that's what I kind of felt with this episode. It's like, yeah, this is not the end. If this was the end, then we wouldn't have a to be continued motif.
Yeah.
But it was.
I mean, it was never intended to be the end but it's more of a pause.
Yeah, it was fun seeing everyone again and whatnot. So yeah, that's just the thing. Okay, wrap up the saga. Now we go to the next part of the story.
Yeah, and it's like it's like you got to do what you got to do. You got to deal with it. Yeah.
So what do the people have to say?
Yeah. Oh, real quick though, I do want to say that the arc as a whole, I give it an 8 because it sets everything up.
No, this is the stepping stone for the first rider and for every rider that will come after.
Yeah. Alrighty, so our first comment is XYZ. I expected more from B1. I mean, she's literally the basis for Kamen Rider Aguilera. I have to say, I like how they improved on the character's design over time, but the same could be said about every villain that comes back in the future.
Well, that's in Revise, right? For Aguilera?
On Revise, Decade, and Kamen Rider is from Revise specifically.
Yeah, it's Revise because she was the bee girl. Revise kind of did give a shout out to Cobra Man and to Bee Woman because the two females of the series of Revise are Cobra and Bee.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I mean, again, the original Kamen Rider has its hold in history, because if you look at a lot of past monsters or even Kamen Riders, it's like, wait, so even like Ryuki had like, if you someone pointed out to me, it's like, yeah, a couple of them of the riders in Ryuki are basically homages to the original Kaijin in the Kamen Rider series. And I'm like, well, there's a chameleon, there is a snake, there is a scorpion. Yeah. Even in Kabuto, it's like, no, I see it. Not bad.
Yeah. All right. Next person is, let's see. You just said Kamen Rider Iga.
Iga was
what's called? You know, like Baba Iga. Because of the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm henching.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. On Twitch, Jama says hello. Hello, Jama. How are you doing? Yeah. Triple O XYZ says, yeah, the gecko dude feels lazy.
Again, you would have said iguana, I would have believed it more than a gecko, but
yeah.
Again,
he straight up looks like the chameleon dude just repainted.
Yeah. Well, you had to save a penny here or there.
Yeah. Back onto Twitch, Nemesis Rider says, hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Good to see you again. It's been years since I've done content on Twitch. Good to see you. Good to see you on. Yeah, here we are back on. I mean, we're not doing video games as much as I would like to. I might get back on it, but like, hey, at least some content is better than no content. Yeah. Let's see. I love seeing. Oh, hold on. I think some stuff got mixed up. Hold on. Let's see. Make oftentimes on here again. Big fan of your. I think your message got scrambled or something.
Yeah. It does look like it was scrambled.
Yeah. It looks like it was scrambled. But I'm guessing you're a big fan of me doing Kamen Rider stuff, so I very much appreciate you doing that. You know. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that's it for the comments, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, and ding the bell icon on YouTube, as well as share our videos, because it helps us out with the algorithms. On Mondays, we are going to get started with Ultraman Classic, the second season of the Ultra franchise.
Yeah, not the first one. It's the second one.
Ultra Q did not have Ultraman in it.
Nope.
Weirdly enough. But it's 1966. What are you going to do? Yeah. And Wednesday, we got Kamen Rider Gov. Thursday, number 1 Sentai Go Juger. And then on Sundays, we are continuing with Kamen Rider Classic. Because,
yeah.
Hey, we're more than 10% there, so that's good.
Yep. We're more. Yeah, we're 10% in right now. The same as my battery life.
Yeah, 20 videos in total. We got 2 videos in, and 13 episodes out of 98.
Like I said, strap yourselves in. We're gonna be here a while.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a while. Yeah. So we hope you are enjoying this content, and yeah. So with that in mind, also check out our Morphin Network interviews at Power Morphicon. If you want to meet us in person, we are going to be at the Pasadena Comic Con at the Pasadena Convention Center on May 24th, as well as Robo Toy Fest at the Burbank Marriott Hotel on June 8th, which is 2 weeks after the Comic Con. It's crazy. It's because of the fires that they moved the Pasadena Comic Con. So it's like, oh my god, we got 2 conventions back to back. But yeah, so yeah, hopefully we'll be done with, or at least be close to being done with Ichigo by the time we get to that point. Yeah, and yeah, also check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we do various movie reviews. And if you want to follow our personal content, where can the people find you?
Just on IG at the Sin Prince. Thank you for everyone in your comments. Some people have asked me about conventions that I'm gonna do. Not sure yet. I'm trying to go to Level Up in Las Vegas. So we'll see about also the Robot Toy Fair and for Pasadena.
Yeah. It's like driving to Pasadena and Burbank from all the way in the sands, or like
I've done it way too many times.
Yeah, it's like that cannot be easy. But yeah, if and when Japan World Heroes gets their dates announced, of course we're going to promote that as well. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto, where we are streaming this podcast concurrently with our Morphin Network YouTube channel. So, thank you everyone on both YouTube and Facebook and Twitch for watching our content. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for, all the love and support you're giving us.
Thank you.
Yeah, please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, and update your emergency kits. Please hug your loved ones. And we hope to see you again real soon. Happy Daylight Savings Day.
Damn you for losing an hour.
Yeah. Hey, we previously gained an hour, and we'll gain another one in November. So, see ya.
See you later, guys.